What is a compliance management system and what does it consist of? And that's what this video is about. A compliance management system, or CMS for short, refers to the general compliance management within a company. This means that all activities related to compliance management are brought together there. A CMS consists of various components. The first are the policies and processes. That is, which compliance policies apply. In my company, for example. How are these managed? Who is responsible for writing and updating them? All of that relates to the policies. What kinds of policies could these be? It could be a general code of conduct. That is, how should I behave properly as an employee within the company? They could be anti-bribery policies. Or, for example, what kind of gifts am I allowed to accept as an employee? Up to what amount, for instance, and so on. All things along those lines. Furthermore, there is training and awareness. That means if I need to inform employees accordingly, perhaps even once a year, about the applicable compliance regulations, I should also be able to manage that appropriately with the CMS. Then there are the control mechanisms. That means if I have audits, if I conduct inspections, if I say I have a certain schedule in which, for example, I have to carry out certain compliance activities, or in which I have to submit reports to some external bodies, this is what happens. All of this falls under this point. Then I have the reporting systems. The most well-known is the whistleblowing system, also known as whistleblower protection. This means that I also have the corresponding process in compliance management. If there are any other reporting processes I need for compliance reasons, I have a clearly defined process for them. Who is responsible and where? Is all of this organized within the CMS? Then it is organized. The next point is the consistent measures. This means that in the CMS, I have already considered in advance what will happen if a serious incident occurs. In other words, if I have a compliance violation, how do I respond accordingly in order to be prepared for it? And as the final point, the risk assessment, this means that after identifying the compliance requirements that apply to me as a company, how can I deal with them accordingly? What kind of risk is there for me as a business if I do not implement them in a compliant manner? In other words, if I am not in conformity with these requirements. The secret to effective compliance in the company is also that it is not dictated from the top down, so to speak, by management, but rather that it becomes part of the corporate culture, with management leading by example, and says this is what we stand for, that we uphold these values, that we implement them accordingly. And as an employee, it is also appreciated if you join us on this path. It should not come across as a dictate or a law that is dictated from above, so to speak. If you want to learn more about compliance management or CMS, feel free to subscribe to our channel and visit our website.